I have Maria on the line, and there is a report I'd like to make right now. And this is a visitation report. So, Maria, hello.
Mm-hmm. Yes, hello.
Um, so, from what you told me about your story so far, you were in the hospital. Start with
I
that,
was in the ICU. In the ICU, yes.
okay? And you said, what did you tell me?
There was this doctor that come to my unit at 3 in the morning every night or every day, whatever you wanna call it. And I noticed his name that he was named Godsend MD. And I would ask him, "Who are you? What's your name?" And he's like, "I'm just checking on the IC patients." And he would look at my wounds and told me, "Don't worry, we're gonna build you up. Even if you can only be on like a fluid diet, we're gonna build you up. We're gonna
Okay,
put stuff in there."
okay, he tended to you normally.
Yeah,
Apparently,
yeah,
he tended to you normally, right?
yeah. For 10 days while I was in the ICU, and he
Okay,
was like, he had this weird face. He had like
okay,
these glasses, like people that go under the ocean,
goggles.
goggles. Yeah, and a very fine chin. And he was very kind
Okay,
to me.
you said a very fine chin.
Yes, I know
Okay,
it's a very fine chin.
okay, I just wanted to clarify that because it sounded like a different word. A very fine. When you say very fine, what do you mean? Describe his
Like a heart shaped face.
a heart shaped face.
They
Okay,
call the heart-shaped face when you have your chin is kind of thin.
and pointed downward.
Yeah,
Okay,
he was wearing goggles, not regular glasses, like
all right.
goggles. He would
Do you
look at
think he was
me.
wearing? Hey, do you think he was wearing some kind of protective gear, or do you think these were not the same kind of? Had you seen any eyewear like this before?
No, I didn't even know that glasses like that. I mean, I wouldn't think that people like normal would wear glasses like that, like looking like goggles like that.
Okay, could you see his eyes?
Yeah, they were green eyes, green,
Describe them.
very
Describe them.
green and big and very kind.
You said very kind.
Yeah, like he
Okay,
was not up to something bad. He's like he was like kind, nice.
all right. And okay, you saw him standing in the room at some point, right?
No, I stand him next to me, opening my sheets and looking at my wound and tell me it's okay. We're gonna build you up. We're gonna build you up. Don't worry.
Okay,
You're gonna be fine. You're gonna be fine. Even though you cannot eat food because you're in the ICU, obviously, we're
okay,
gonna we're
all
gonna
right,
give you fluids that are gonna build you up. You're gonna build up your strength again.
all right. Did you notice any kind of accent when he spoke?
No, no. I asked him, "Who are you? What are you doing here?" He told me, "I'm just a doctor. I'm just a doctor." I couldn't discern any different accent. He looked very Irish to me because he was very blonde,
He was very blonde.
very blonde.
Okay,
When even the eyebrows are kind of blondish,
all right, all right. And did you see skin?
very white, extremely white.
Compare it to something if you can.
Compared to the average Irish person that is extremely
No,
white with
not
red
not
hair.
that, not that. Compare it to an item that we all understand. White as a paper, white as a sheet, white as white paint.
Kind of white as paper, but like a white person would look when they don't take too much sun.
Okay. And you said someone else had seen him in the room with you.
Yeah, my ex-boyfriend Chris, he saw him and he was like, "Oh, somebody's walking into the room," and he was like, "I'm just a doctor, I'm checking on the patient," and he was like into a trance and went back to sleep like nothing had happened. While I was awake and talking to him, and I was like, "Who are you?" And I asked him, "Okay, I see the name on your name tag, but what is your name? He told me Cody or Cody.
Corey or Cody Godsend.
Yeah, and I was like, is that really a last name?
Well, it is a real last name. I did look that up, and it is a real last name, though it's a very uncommon last name.
Yeah, but when I look after it for Dr. MD, whatever it got sent, I couldn't find any information into the hospital that I was staying on. I couldn't.
Yeah, what hospital was that?
UMC, Thomason Hospital in Texas, El Paso.
El Paso? Okay.
UMC.
All right. And did you ask the nurses, was there a doctor around at that time?
I asked them, but they were kind of vague. They said like, oh yeah, we know this doctor that would get high on fentanyl and wanders around, but every single day while I was staying there, I was like, I wouldn't ask him how he looked like or anything, because I was like, they're supposed to know all the information. Somebody walks into somebody's room in the UMC.
Right.
In the ICU, you're supposed to know.
Yes. They're supposed to know, and they're supposed to keep logs of those things. Nurse reports, doctor reports. Did you see him?
Wouldn't.
What?
But they wouldn't, because when I asked them, they were like, yeah, this is doctor that get high, walks around, blah, blah, blah. And he's not a doctor no more.
Wait a minute. When did you ask them, and when did they tell you he was not a doctor?
I don't know, like almost when I was about to get out, like on the 9th day after my last surgery. I had 4 surgeries in 1 week.
Yes.
And that guy was visiting me every night.
Okay.
And I couldn't make sense of him.
Okay. And do you remember what medications you were on at the time?
How can I know? They were giving medication to keep me still. I was tied down to a bed because it's the ICU. They're afraid that you're gonna pull the oxygen tank thing.
Right. Or fall or roll out of bed.
Or something, yes.
Okay, well, you were having surgery, so we can say you were on pain medications.
Yes.
Okay.
Definitely.
But, you said you had a person, and other nurses visited you, right?
Yes. During that day, there was like a nurse, like almost like 10 hours, 12 hours.
Okay, I have a question about that. Did that nurse look any kind of strange to you or not? Or did they look normal?
Well, she didn't look very normal to me because she had very short arms.
Well, okay, but she didn't look extremely strange like that doctor that was visiting you.
No, not at all.
Would you say that doctor looked extremely strange?
Yes.
Okay. So he was and this Chris, okay? Did Chris appear to be normal?
Yes.
As you knew him?
He just woke up. So the doctor said, I'm just checking on the patient, and he went back to sleep like nothing ever happened. Like if he was like, wake up and go, okay, I'm gonna go back to sleep.
Okay.
Well, I was awakened talking to Dr. Godsend, and I was like, Godsend?
Right. Okay. And that's what that's what the nurses said to you, was that it was a doctor that's no longer there, and he was on drugs himself?
They told me that they caught him sleep on the side of the building, high on fentanyl.
But this same Dr. Godsend.
I heard that from one nurse, and I was like, "Who is a doctor?" Well, he's not a doctor, but he's allowed to walk around in the ICU. You see him on the cameras and do nothing. Really?
What did she say to that?
She's like, well, maybe he's a different person. I don't know.
Okay. This sounds very fishy to me, and it should sound fishy to you. Okay, well, I am going to go ahead and stop this I'm going to call it a witness interview, okay?
Okay.
And I'm going to stop this. Thank you for talking to me.
Uh-huh.
It has been very enlightening and confusing. So, thank you much. And I'm going to stop this interview now. Bye-bye.